to keep whispering.
Don't tell anyone we're live. You can hear us.
Be quiet.
Shh.
Hey guys.
Shh. Ruining it, Pips. Ruining the mood. It's the
Good
intro.
ambience.
I'm playing the server music.
Bet it sounds great.
Right.
Wait.
Make
Oh,
the
we're
stream.
Comment, subscribe.
Is why are we whispering?
ASMR.
Hello, Super Earth citizens. From cadet to super privates. Welcome back to another episode of the Helldivers Experience podcast, hosted by two very experienced, one of which is handsome, Helldivers, myself and Mr. Pips. Today we welcome
Hey, guys, hey.
Today we welcome Maplewood Live. He's streaming over on Twitch,
Hey, everybody.
and he has a YouTube channel as well. Go check him out on both. They're in the description. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about, is Helldivers 2 still fun, and is it worth getting in 2024? And all the ways us three streamers are still having fun months after launch, even though it's a repetitive gameplay loop. We'll be talking about the big Arrowhead vacation, and whether we think the game's content will be paused for the next however many weeks or so. And then instead of balance changes, which you guys know we like to harp on a lot, I wanted to bring up ways we could recommend that the devs could make the game even more fun. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and there's also some other topics on the schedule. But before we get into things, you guys already know we do the little sponsor segment. Check out Instant Gaming if you guys are looking for cheap video games to buy. They also do a giveaway for my channel. You guys already know today is the last day you can enter. If you win, it's a free video game of your choice. And they got tons of stuff on sale for cheaper prices than you will find listed. So hit the link in the description or the chat, wherever you may see it. And we could begin. Maplewood, how's it going, brother?
Hi. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on. We appreciate it as well. So I did tell you there was one way you could make it on the podcast. Where's the cat, bro?
I'll have to find her. She's got the zoomies right now. You can't herd a cat. You can't get her to sit where you want her to sit.
Yeah, you just pull out the
It might
treat bag
look
of the Gluck.
it might look easy when she's just sleeping on stream for hours on end, but like there's a lot of hard work in the background to like make sure she's tired enough to want to sit there.
Yeah.
Usually I don't stream at this time, so she's like upstairs looking out the window at birds and stuff like that. So I'll try and find her at some point and bring her on.
I feel that. It's all good. All right, so Helldivers 2, is it still fun in 2024? Obviously, us three still stream the game, so
Yep.
we definitely think so. But I feel like I wanted to bring this up as a topic for today's podcast because a bunch of people talk about the balance in the game, or they'll complain about this or that, or they'll say like, bro, if you're playing bugs, you have to play the flamethrower or else you're throwing. And I feel like this is a PvE game, so you should be maximizing the fun you have in this game always. And I always say on my streams, the real meta is the friends you make along the way. Because if it's not, then what are you even doing here, in my opinion? So I've seen you streaming. Don't you do some randomizer and stuff?
Yeah, recently we've been just trying to experiment with just like messing around with random loadouts and just like adding challenge where maybe not necessary, but just for like the extra little bit of content, trying to squeeze that out. Random loadouts is a lot of fun for bugs. Doesn't always work very well for bots, I gotta say.
I think I was
Pretty
watching.
painful.
I think I was watching you try the airburst launcher against gunships the other night.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just like,
I caught that one too. Yeah,
Did you?
that was crazy. Yeah, yeah.
why does it exist like it currently
I
does?
don't,
And
I
I
don't know.
don't
Yeah.
know. I stopped using it. I just put it down. It's not worth it. So
Yeah, it could definitely be tough. If you want to send me the link for that randomizer as well, I can post that in chat for people looking to play it.
yeah, let me find it.
Pips, how do you still have fun in this game months later?
I don't know. It's obviously it comes at some point, right? Now, like me and Maple were talking about this a minute ago. Like I was asking him, and at some point you play the game enough where if you had like fun to the point that you could play 10, 11 hours a day, now you're like at 3 hours or 4 hours a day, right? And if there's nothing new added to the game in terms of the activities or like different kind of missions or let's say dungeons or raids or whatever it is, obviously it being repetitive will lower the time that you're going to be playing the game. Like that, I think that's normal. The only thing right now for me is I always like to have a challenge in the game. So I like playing solo Helldive in trying to complete solo Helldive with like different kinds of loadouts that I haven't tried yet. For example, flamethrower or grenade launcher or quasar or whatever it is. I just try to get those clears. And that's how I keep it more engaging and fun for me personally. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my main thing right now.
Yeah.
I think different loadouts is fun. I think the bugs are in a really good spot right now too, where it feels like everything works. Every support weapon at least feels really good against them.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. It's way more interesting to play against them. Where, as Maple was saying, against the bots, you can't really do that, right? It's just mechanically so different, and they force you. Bots definitely kind of do force you to play a certain way, which obviously then affects the fun factor, right? Because you have to.
Yeah. One thing I'll say right now that honestly keeps me playing this game, and this is why I continue to repeat this, is the metas, the friends you make along the way.
Yeah.
Because, dude, it's the friendly fire in this game for me. Like, ever since I've played this game, it has tainted games without friendly fire. Like, I can't go 5 minutes without punching my teammate. And I know some of you probably hate getting into my lobbies, but it is what it is, man. It's just the most fun thing to do. Or like on those maps with the hive breaker missions and the holes in the middle, just punching your teammate straight in that hole. Like, dude, you can't do that in other games. Like, I've literally played other games since Helldivers came out, and it's just not as fun because, like, I don't know, man. Like, you could be I've played lots of PvP games before, and you could be a tryhard and, you know, try to rank up and do the meta things, but it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting older. I feel like at some point it's like competition goes so far. It's fun to compete though, I'm not gonna lie. I've played a lot of competitive games as well.
Whoa. What
That's
about
where,
you,
like,
Maple?
I'd be interested in some form of leaderboards, but it can't be super competitive. Like I would want it to be something like, like don't make it super competitive. Just it could be like fun stats or just like within friends. Like I know a lot of people have talked about it for Stratagem Hero. Like it should just be your ship.
Different.
It should be like your, ship, and then like all the friends that have joined your ship or people have joined your ship and what scores they got.
Listen, I should be on the Stratagem Hero leaderboard. I have a 1 million high score.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. By the way, that's
I don't know either.
It took me 2.5 hours.
Oh my god!
On Labyrinth's ship. Thank you, Lab. I don't know if you're out there yet.
That's crazy.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I feel like with a leaderboard, Stratagem Hero makes sense because it's like an arcade game.
Yeah, for sure.
If there was one in Helldivers itself, I think could only be like who liberated the planet the most.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's kind of cool.
I could also see them do like our career stats and just show different tabs.
No,
but
no
just
kills.
your friends or something.
That would be too competitive.
That's fair.
Maybe if it's with your friends list, that could be different.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just don't make it global, because obviously we might see a hacker on there and everybody just gets mad seeing the hacker on the top. So avoid that.
Have
but
a couple of those friends.
List. Yeah.
I think maybe also add like some kind of, and this is more of a try hard kind of sweaty approach, I guess. But like if there was some kind of skin or like something ornament to chase, maybe tied to kill amounts, right? Yeah. Or like the amount of missions you complete right?
Yeah.
Nothing that would affect the game. I'm not talking like get a super strong weapon, but just
Have
just
you
to
guys
show off a
played
little bit.
Have you guys played Darktide?
No, I played Vermintide.
Darktide has penances similar to Vermintide 2, where they're basically in-game achievements, and when you do them, you
Nice.
get cosmetics. And
Nice. Yeah.
so similar to what you're saying, it might be kill like 100 Bile Titans and you unlock a new cape, right? Or kill a certain thing, or do a special move to do it. Maybe like stand on a Bile Titan, on his back for like 10 seconds or something like that, and you unlock.
Nice, man. Yeah,
So,
that's
silly little things that Darkside does that give you more cosmetics are what like really interesting.
I'll say
it gives you a way to show off your time invested, right?
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'll say I really wish they would do more capes for the major orders, like the Creek cape.
I agree.
Why is that the only one we ever got, man? We should have got a sick looking black hole one for sure.
I am so surprised they haven't leaned more into capes. Like,
yeah,
there's a true identity of the game. It's what you stare at the most. And where are they? Even in the superstore, I am very surprised there isn't like a tab for like a week or a bi-weekly rotation for capes or something like that.
Yeah.
Very odd.
No skills in the chat says accuracy leaderboard, so I can show off my aim. And all I have to say to that is rip Stalwart user.
Shotgun users are gonna love that. They're all gonna have 80+%.
Yeah.
Yeah, or remember when the arc thrower was giving you like 200% accuracy?
Yeah.
Every time you say arc thrower, it breaks my heart now.
I know. Yeah, where's the Sony defeat cape? True.
Where is it? It's very because I think the last we heard about it was I think we were talking about last week. It was they said they were waiting for the right time. I might be on that.
I don't know what they meant by that at all.
What does that mean? Does that mean like?
Oh, I think they want.
Cool down?
I think they feel bad that a bunch of countries can't play, and if they were to put that cape out there before they got those countries back, it probably would feel bad for them.
But are they even working on that? Like, are they gonna? I
think Arrowhead is. I don't even understand why Sony banned. This is a whole different topic.
Yeah. We're going off track, baby.
I don't even understand why, like, the game is banned in all those countries if it doesn't require PSN. I don't know. So, I feel like it's some legal stuff.
It is. It probably is. It seems like I know there's a lot of rumors saying that also Sony's coming out with their own kind of launcher, and that'll most likely be tied to that, and it'll probably require some amount of login. But that's all.
I would be surprised if Helldivers ever required a login at this point, though. Like, I feel like definitely games going forward for Sony, but it was a whole thing, and you took the L, Sony.
Maybe Helldivers 3. Who knows?
Anyways. All right, so we had that's a whole wormhole.
Yeah.
Anyways, change the subject. So we had Shams Georgiani, the new CEO, posted a cheeky Discord message in response to someone saying nothing to post right now as everyone is disappearing on summer break. And then he said something about how everyone takes their summer break seriously, and he didn't get the YouTuber PR training because every Helldivers YouTuber then posted that Arrowhead was on vacation. You guys already know how it is. But then Twinbeard came in because we all know Twinbeard has the YouTuber PR training and says Arrowhead won't close during the summertime and Helldivers 2 won't be abandoned. You can continue breathing. It'll be okay. It is, however, fact that Sweden, in many ways, go into semi-siesta mode during Sweden industry summer break, which is typically early July to mid-August. So don't worry, guys. Arrowhead's not a ghost town. That, obviously a bunch of people are probably going on summer break right now. Regardless of that, do we think this is going to affect the Hive Lord launch or the Illuminate launches?
What I was going to say. Because it still means that they're not going to be full force, right? So let's say they want to draw, even if it's just the Hive Lord content or whatever. Maybe they're okay with the Hive Lord, but this kind of, for me personally, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you guys think that this would mean that they're going to kind of avoid dropping, let's say, Warbond or Illuminate in this time frame? Because that's going to come with bugs, right? You guys know that. Like, there's going to be bugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hive Lord's a bug. So,
Okay.
So, I killed my own train of thought. I'm sorry, that
I
was a
hate
horrible
that.
joke. That was a horrible joke. Um,
It's unlocked even you.
I remember now. Okay, so they already said they're delaying war bonds. They didn't give us a roadmap. I figured once every 2 months is just what makes the most sense. So I kind of assumed that in my head already.
Mhm.
And that kind of already lines up with the summer break thing, because
Yes.
that would be a month off.
Mhm.
So I'm not worried about the war bond because they told us they were delaying war bonds before all this.
Yeah.
What,
And
what do you think about Illuminate?
in terms of Illuminate and patch and stuff, I guess it depends what they have done for it. Like, obviously they knew Illuminate would come to the game eventually. So, like, what did they do to get it done ahead of time? I feel like, given how stuff has released in this game, and given that a lot of stuff they have is, I don't want to say cut content, but basically what they do is they have like a vault of a bunch of stuff that was cut, and then they can like polish that stuff up and then release it into the game as content. So I'm not sure how much stuff they have done. It really just depends what they have done for the Illuminate, right?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Maple?
So I've been talking about this since release. Everybody's asking, when is Illuminate coming out? And normally what I'm saying is like 6 months to 1 year after the release of the game is like most likely what I'm thinking. Just because it's like standard live service, like, the dip will happen in player base. That always happens with every live service game. And then they come out with some kind of content to bring people back. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to play into the vacation. I hope they've already planned around this vacation, because this is not like a new thing for Sweden. They always kind of take out Julys as like a vacation time. But
yeah,
I don't know how comfortable we are about talking about leaks, but they seems like they've been working on Illuminate for a long time in the background,
it does
even when
seem
the
like
game
that.
like first came out. So like you were saying, they really just need to polish it at this point, and hopefully we can give them the time to like really polish it, because I don't want them to rush it out. They're already getting the reputation where like they release stuff way too fast and it's unfinished, and like what's the point of releasing it if it's gonna be broken? Like you don't want that. You don't want
Another
that
thing
reputation.
too, the game came out when? February?
Yes.
So
First week of February.
6 months would be August.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
because,
also kind of lines up with the summer break thing.
I always get
Here's-
these
here's-
comments. I don't know if you, sorry to cut you off. I always get these comments
no, go
about
ahead.
Liberation Day. What day was that? It was like November or something like that. Liberty Day.
October 26th. You don't know Liberty
Yeah.
Day, you traitor?
Sorry. A lot of people are theorizing maybe something around there, and it's like it also kind of works pretty well.
You
the
think
winter season stuff.
Illuminate would dare invade us on Liberty Day? Put a 1 in chat if this is treason. Should we kick him off the show? This is crazy. He's
I agree
turning
with
this.
them, actually.
I think that would be a really
We have
cool
2
little event.
treasonous co-hosts.
No, I got you, Maple. I'm with you on this, bro. Don't worry.
This is turning into an illegal broadcast. I'm not gonna
We're
lie,
both automatons confirmed. But,
guys.
but
Listen,
here's
my
the
democracy
question.
officer is gonna contact me. I was in charge.
Here's the question, kind of off topic, but do you guys think it's going to be a problem? Because in my opinion, this is going to be a problem, right? If they don't play this smart and they don't drop Illuminate at that point where it's not really close to Space Marines 2,
Oof.
that's going to be rough, man. And we know those things matter. Like, even if you look at Steam, every time a big game comes out, you see a dip in other games.
I think Space Marines matter. I think people were saying Elden Ring mattered more than it really did. Like, some people dropped off for Elden Ring, but it's a different genre. I never expected that big drop off.
It also has a staying power, right? It's not like a live service game. Like
Exactly. You go and come back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Space Marines, though.
I think Space Marines is gonna matter because they're both hordes.
I'm
It's the
very
same
excited.
genre.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that
I'm
game.
going to play Space Marines too, but that's different. It's a new game. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll still come back to Helldivers.
Like for like Helldivers, they either need to avoid it completely or they need to come out beforehand.
Yeah.
Like to firmly hold on to a bunch of players, which is difficult for them. And maybe it's smarter to just wait until after the hype has died down, but maybe
if it dies, imagine, like, dude, if that game is even 70%, 60% of what it looks like, that's not going to be easy to beat. If I'm being honest, like, that looks insane.
Obviously, I want to know how much content is going to be in that game, but
exactly, yeah, and PvP too, right? Because you always have something to.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right. All right. Before we move on to the next topic of discussion, which I think we're going to give some pitches on some stuff they could add to the game to make it even more fun. We're going to do our tip of the day. I got this from Maplewood Live this time. So for those of you who don't know Maplewood, you guys could get to know him a little bit better. Here is his tip of the day.
Hey everybody, this is my top tip for the podcast. Highly recommend looking at weapons as far as combos and how they can combo together. A really great example is versus Bile Titans. Anti-tank weapons do the vast majority of the durable damage necessary to kill the head, but it's not enough to one-shot it, as we know. But if you can get a good hit, you can combo it with lots of other things that have heavy armor pen. Some good examples are the mech from the most recent Emancipator mech. You can delete Bile Titans that way by just putting like 4 to 6 shots into the head. Here's another example of me jumping out, recoiling a full health Bile Titan that just spawned, and then immediately going into the Emancipator and then blowing off his head. And this is before they nerfed how much health the Bile Titan had. Another great example is we saw this one on Reddit a couple days ago. It was a recoilless plus strafing run. So you can do it with anything that has heavy armor pen. Galling Barrage would be another example. Arc Thrower would be another example. Railgun is a really good alternative for this. Just run around with a teammate that has like some kind of anti-tank weapon, and then you run around with the railgun. You're killing the Bile Spears, and every once in a while you prime that Bile Titan to get one shot by an AT weapon. Just 2 unsafe railgun shots around 70% charge is more than enough to do enough durable damage. It's really powerful. Check it out.
That was actually very sick. That second kill was fast and well timed. That was nice to see. That was cool.
It's a lot of fun to do.
That's a great tip. I do that a lot as well. You could actually do it in one 90% railgun charge shot and one AT as well.
It's because they reduce the head shot or the head durable damage,
so
right?
Yes, but actually no, because for railgun pierces through enemies, and if you did the math last patch, it didn't have enough damage to do it in one shot, but it was.
Yeah.
So there is something weird going on. I think it was hit in the head twice for some reason, which doesn't make sense because if you actually kill the Bile Titan with the railgun, it takes the right amount of shots that it says it should. Regardless of that, though, it's only you can do it in one 90% railgun shot. Also, I've been playing railgun, strafing run, orbital Gatling barrage, and then a supply pack as my 4 stratagems. In squads. It's really fun because you just have your 3 stratagems. Like the Gatling barrage and strafing run are decent for mobbing, but they also pepper the heavy targets. And then same with railgun. It's decent for the medium enemies, and it peppers the heavy targets as well. And between all of it, especially in squads, it's really effective. Yeah,
I love the team play. I think too many people, when they look at their loadouts, they just kind of think of the lone soldier aspect of like, I have to handle everything, right? And I understand that, and it works really well in like random like quick play matchmaking. But when you kind of find those people along the way that are willing to play alongside you, you can combo amazing with them, and it's so much fun to pull those things off, right? It's very satisfying.
Yeah,
it feels like the game was meant to play that way, kind of.
Yeah,
I know that's it's not mandatory, but when we're talking about fun, if you have like a pre-made squad and everybody's bringing different tools, like you showcased there, right? And you can call it out. I hit him with any AT, and somebody throws in something else. Yeah, it's definitely on a different level of fun for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Last thing to add to this tip: very effective for rocket defense missions against bugs. Bring an Emancipator mech and a recoilless rifle. You will kill all Bile Titans by yourself.
Yeah, the Emancipator mech, everybody shits on it, but it's actually very effective at like a team level. Just don't run off by yourself unless you're just going for a bug nest, I guess. Yeah,
I have the hot take. People just shit on it for the wrong reasons. Everyone says it has like low durable damage. I'm fine with the damage. What I'm not okay with is like the cooldown with like how much ammo you get and like
I agree.
How quick a rocket devastator can kill you. Anyways.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, no, I don't mind the damage of it. All right, no, that's a great tip though. Thanks for sharing that.
No problem.
All right. So what I wanted to talk about, because the first 3 podcasts were more centered around balance, because they nerfed a bunch of stuff a bunch of times and all of us got butthurt, so we had to talk about that for a while. But I don't see enough people talking about more fun items they can add to the game. So I'll kick this off. I think all of the forklifts need to be drivable, because I think if they add stupid stuff like that to the game, it'll be more fun, because like I said, it's a PvE game. If you maximize the fun in the game, you'll get more TikTok moments. And that's how the game really popped off in the first place, was like moments like
the
that.
memes.
The
Yeah,
memes.
the memes. Yeah, yep.
You say that, and I think it was Battlefield 3 where you could drive the forklift around, or maybe Battlefield 4.
Yeah, it
really
wasn't
funny to get
I
road
believe.
kills with it. I want the same thing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. I'll do another one so you guys have time to think of some stuff. Add. Oh, there's the cat.
Oh, we got her.
All right, so add a little mine cart that you can sit in, and it has a little hole in it for your gun.
Yeah.
But your teammate has to push you around in it, and if a rocket devastator shoots it, it just gets ragdolled and goes flying. And it's indestructible otherwise.
You put some thought into this, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
yeah,
someone in
it's one of
Discord
those.
told me that. I just stole it.
Okay.
But yeah, do you guys have any good ideas of just like little stuff like that they could add to the game that can make
Maple,
it more
you want
fun?
me to go or you go first?
You
Your
go
call.
first. You go first.
Okay.
I'll follow up.
Bro, if you ask me, you know what it's gonna be. Give me a great sword. Okay.
A great sword,
Give me
yeah.
a great yes, a great sword or an axe or a two-handed hammer. I just
Chainsword?
want to smash them. Yes, something like that. Maybe even a little shield and not the ballistic shield, because that doesn't do shit against bugs. They do not care. Found out the hard way, but maybe something like some kind of melee combat would be nice. Like if they would ever add that, I think that would add a very different. Imagine like instead of like, for example, your secondary, you can carry a sword, or even if it's your main weapon, and then your stratagems and your support weapon are going to be focused on like firepower. But when you want to swap to your great sword, it's going to be your main weapon. I would absolutely love that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, melee weapons would be cool. Maple, you got one?
Yeah, continuing with the line of just going for melee weapons, a grav hammer. Something maybe
yeah.
a dark
Yes.
fluid grav hammer or something like
Yes.
that. A support
Oh my
weapon.
God.
I think
Grav
would be
hammer
so
would
cool.
be, yeah. Everyone was like Pips. Everyone always says like a sword or a chainsword.
Yep.
Grav hammer would definitely be the funnest.
I think Halo and just running around with a two-hander and then just like bopping a charger in the head, maybe stun locking it and just killing it would be so fun.
And if it could like push everything back.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
absolutely.
I would
Yeah,
also like a bow.
A bow would be interesting. Like we got a
Yeah.
crossbow, but like an actual
Exactly. Yeah.
like a compound bow of some kind.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
like John Rambo style.
Yeah.
It's an explosive. That would be
This
nice.
one is not really about adding, but it's about changing. I'm very curious because I've talked to my chat about this a lot. Making a Ball Titan's stomach underneath the actual belly, medium pen. So things like the flamethrower can actually like kill a Ball Titan, but you'd have to risk going underneath the Ball Titan to shoot it straight up. I think would make some of those really cool like TikTok moments of just like watching your friend try and kill a Ball Titan as it like dances above you. I would love to see more moments of like people doing that, because I always think it's really cool to do with certain weapons, but it takes so long because you need that higher level of medium pen. Bringing it down to medium pen, I think, wouldn't really make Ball Titans that much easier to kill, but would open up the door for like these really cool like underneath kills.
It would make
What do you guys think?
it would make the AP4 weapons better at doing it.
Yeah.
I think if you
Oh, go ahead,
allow
go ahead.
flamethrower to kill a Bile Titan, it'll be insane.
I'm not saying it fast, right? Like I'm
It already
hoping that
kills everything else.
I'm hoping that it takes like at least a good amount of ammo and a good amount of time to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird that it does no damage though. Like it
It
almost
doesn't
feels
do
like
any.
it doesn't do
Feels
it.
so
Yeah.
I
weird.
think Bile Titans are fire immune or something. They don't really set
Yeah,
on
and it's
fire
also-
either.
Well,
Mechanically-
it's the charger's body, right? Like it's only their legs that it pens technically.
No,
Or at least in the
it'll
fight.
you can kill
It
a
will-
charger shooting it straight at the head. It takes
Yeah,
long though.
you can. Yeah, takes
I
longer.
normally see deflect, so I just assume that maybe you were actually like getting some amount of damage on the leg eventually.
It could be. Oh, maybe. I don't know. That's
Because
weird.
you know what I mean? Like when you shoot at it,
No, I
it
never
looks
noticed
like
that.
hitting a shroom, and it kind of like deflects off.
I know
And
what
I
you
just-
I
mean.
never paid attention to that,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah, I
honest.
never noticed that
Probably
either,
because I always
actually.
go to the legs. But
I just-
mechanically too, like if you look at the factory striders, they're so much more well
Interesting. Yeah.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're interesting.
Yeah,
There's so many
factory
different
striders are
ways
cool.
you can fight against
I-
them.
Yep.
Right? And Bile Titans
people-
aren't like that.
I hear some people say that like factory striders are too easy because of that, but honestly, I like the idea of just it might not be the most efficient thing to like go up and
Yeah.
like shoot the belly with a dominator, but you can do it in the worst case
That's
scenario.
true. That's
Mhm.
actually
You know?
very true.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't want to say they're particularly easy either, because in my head I view them as easy, but then I'll run up to one and get machine gunned down as well.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know
Which
how to
is
deal with
true.
them, they are very difficult to deal with.
Also, like a factory strider, the fact that it spawns enemies, it's something you have to deal with. Like if you don't, you're just gonna have that horde of those freaking pistol devastators. Tell me why
Yep.
those things are so annoying for no reason.
Yeah, they buffed them not too long ago.
And they
when
flinch
did that, I was
you.
like, yeah, they do. They flinch hard.
They flinch
I
you
hate
nonstop.
Yeah.
Dude.
They're very annoying.
Yeah.
I was when I hopped into Philet's stream, like in the morning, I woke up, I saw him live, I hopped in. Literally, the first thing I see, he was playing against the bots, is he says, "Hey Pips," and he got hit by a rocket. He gets ragdolled, and he couldn't stand up for like 10 seconds. It wasn't me playing, and I almost smashed something. I was like, "How is that even a thing?" The ragdolling and stuff, bro.
Yeah.
It is. I would
we were doing-
change that for fun.
We were doing some kind of like some brainstorming for the podcast yesterday, and that was definitely something that kept coming up was ragdolling in particular for bot missions. It was okay when the game first came out, but fatigue has definitely set in over time versus the Rocket Devastators. I find myself I can only play a couple operations before I'm just like, I don't want to play against any more bots. You know,
Yeah, I'm exact same way, Maple.
like it's just
Yeah,
too many
bugs.
rockets flying around. I think.
Bugs are peak right now.
Yes.
Like everything about the bugs is great right now.
Yeah. Do you guys like behemoth charges overall? Like,
Yeah.
do you? I think the only thing is maybe just allow one rocket to the legs, the front legs, without the walking forward tech, and that would be the only change I make. Probably.
Yeah, I think that's a bug. They'll probably fix that in the future.
Yeah.
Or they'll just
Yeah.
lower the leg by like 10 damage or something so that it can do it.
Perfect. Yeah, that I think bugs are just in a really good spot.
Yeah, they're fun. They're actually fun to play. Like bugs are fun to play against. I don't know why people, and there's some people that just don't enjoy it. And I don't know. For me personally, it's always been like the whole alien kind of Starship Trooper kind of vibe is on the bug side, you know? So for me, that was always interesting to go against.
I guess one pain point that I hear people talk about a lot, and I'm curious to know what you guys think, is bile spewers and being able to know when they're going to be there or not. Because
but
It's a
when they
modifier,
when they nerf the spew on the bile spewers, I don't mind them so much anymore.
I definitely don't as well.
Also, I
Yeah.
always bring something to kill them, whether I bring a senator or impact grenades in my loadout.
Yeah.
I always have something to kill bile spewers.
I also give the same advice. I was just curious if like some kind of modifier, similar to how we now have the roaming gunships or shriekers, you know,
Well,
knowing that
yeah, I
there's
think
out of mass.
no, yeah, I think all the modifiers should be just straight up enemy modifiers because like orbital scatter is still here and it still sucks.
It's terrible.
Like Maple, if you
Terrible.
played D2, you know, right? Like when you played Strikes, for example, or like even Nightfalls, there were so many modifiers. It wasn't just like it was in, and some of those modifiers, as you remember, would give us like strand damage or stasis damage, right? Or solar damage. That's the kind of modifiers I want to see, not just something that kind of takes away the fun out of my hands, you know? Scatter, and now I can't use precision because it's gonna fall 87 meters away from the bile time. Like it's
if they're gonna keep scatter, they need to give orbital something
exactly.
else. So like maybe like a lower cooldown, or maybe twice the projectiles are fired. Something crazy, right?
30% more damage, something.
Yeah, something for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And
That's the
speaking
kind of
Destiny,
modifiers.
I hope they never add another modifier similar to like grounded, where you literally can't jump. And you take double
No,
damage.
that's
That's what I
so
think
bad,
of
dude.
when I see like some of these modifiers, especially like the Bioflow and Stratagem. It's just like you're taking my ability away to play the game the way I want.
Exactly.
Not a great way.
Exactly.
I
And
understand it's
I've
more difficult, but I don't think it's a good way to add difficulty.
and
Guys,
dude,
listen.
I've had some people get upset about that, Filet.
What?
When I say that, like they're like, "Why do you want it to go away? Scatter is awesome. It forces you to play differently." I don't quite understand why people like scatter. Like that was new for me, you know? Like some people I guess enjoy it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, guys, listen. I promise Helldivers is fun. We always end up ranting about the shit we hate in the game.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's a true
I really
gamer
like
moment
it.
right there.
I don't have Stockholm syndrome, chat. I promise. I
We are
promise.
passionate gamers and we love
Yes,
the game. And
I
we
promise.
think
Exactly.
it'd be even
Yep.
that much better, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's normal.
All right, so quickly back on the original topic of what kind of stuff they could add to the game. I have another idea. Copium. I think that they could put random, so you know how there's random support weapons? I would like to see a bunch of random primaries around the map. Like put some war bond items, because not everyone has all the war bonds, right? There's a lot of new players as well. Put random guns on the map. Like throw some purifiers on the map so that people can pick it up and really feel how bad it is. Put some, just everything like that. Like, I don't know. What if you could switch out your grenade mid-mission because you found stuns or impacts in a locker? Or like a frag grenade. I remember when I first unlocked impacts and I never turned back. I really never tried the frag grenade or the heavy explosion one. What's it called? HE. I think they could add more stuff other than random backpacks. Although technically there is random backpacks. There's that.
They're just on lower difficulties, unfortunately.
No, isn't there that those like crash
I didn't
drop
even know
pods you
that.
could find and explode?
So I've been doing the random loadout challenge, and what we do is we start on the lowest difficulty and go all the way up, and I'm not allowed to die while going all the way up, or else we go back, right? And I finally started seeing backpacks and jetpacks and so on and so forth, and they're in they're like the half exploded hell pods, right? The they only show up on like 4 or lower. Or maybe
I didn't
5
even know
lower.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've played so many hours of Helldive scouring the map. I've never seen them, but I'd play like 2 days of like the lower tier missions because we're doing the random loadouts. I start seeing them all over the place. So I think they should just move that all the way across all the difficulties. I would love to find random backpacks, especially jetpacks. You know, most people don't take jetpacks, but you know,
Dude, I love jetpacks.
Yeah, more random jetpacks would definitely be great.
Yeah, that's a great
what if
one.
there was just like a random dark fluid jetpack somewhere on
I
the
was
map
just about to say
sometimes?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I'd love that. I would love that.
Because
That'd be sick.
maybe that can't be a stratagem. Because dude, that thing is strong as hell. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
that was crazy. That was crazy fun too, though.
And if it was like
much fun.
a random
Yeah.
find on the map and it explodes after like what 11 jumps or something,
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
so that would be a great thing to add.
At the same time, like give it to us though, bro. Like it's not a PvP. You know, like I don't want it to be like 5 seconds, but like drop it to like 10 seconds at least. Right now,
No,
I
5
love
seconds.
the jump pack, but like it's too slow, man. Like the regen on it is just, I don't know.
That's why I don't typically take the jetpack. I
Yeah,
just feel like the cooldown is too long, and it
long,
is
yeah.
impactful, but I feel like I'm holding on to it for that impactful moment, and I just end up not using it nearly as much as I want to.
Yep.
The dark fluid,
Yeah,
amazing. Loved it.
Eli in chat says we have Eagle 1 and Pelican 1. They should add Hawk 2. I agree. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other brainstorming of random stuff that could be added into the game? We got driving the forklifts. We got a little mine cart. Just cool stuff like that. I think vehicles in general would make the game a lot more fun as well.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about them adding stratagems a little bit more frequently? Like, I'm not talking every other day.
I think they do it relatively frequently now. Because that was actually something.
When was the last one? Was it the mech?
The Mac, the Emancipator.
Wait, we had a free Emancipator?
Sorry, are we talking about free stratagems or just like adding?
So you're talking. Oh, adding
like
stratagems.
Okay. Yeah. Like a new item that you can actually use.
I'm assuming we should get one soon because we had a patch. Normally they don't add new stratagems on the day of the patch. They add it throughout the month afterwards.
Yeah. So they do like what, once a month, probably,
about
right?
once a month, I think would be the average cadence.
Yeah, it does feel like we are due for a new stratagem though. You are right on that one.
Yeah, I think that it should be like twice a month, man. Because like this is a game where you're having a lot of fun, but you're having fun literally based on the fact that the gameplay loop is fun. But at some point, we're all human. So using the same tools, no matter how much you mix it up, right? It does get repetitive. But then when you get that one new stratagem, then it's back to fun, you know? Now everything changes.
No, you're right. We are
Yeah.
due for one. We're due for a new rocket launcher in the game.
Yeah.
All
Was
right.
it the commando one?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I want that one. Yeah.
As far as like fun things, I've always thought about like stratagems that are more like a chopper gunner from COD.
Oh yeah, AC
It'd be like-
130 would be
Yeah,
sick.
calling in a hell pod. You open up a laptop, team has to defend you because if you die, you lose control of it. You just have like some limited
dude,
amount
that
of
is a
time to
stinking
fire pellets
idea.
in, or a bomber, or like you actually fire the 380 shells. For a
Are you
limited
talking
time.
like you're from POVs? You're in
Ooh,
the
wait.
helicopter?
380 AC 130 though? Hell
Something
yeah.
like you turn into the guy targeting the stratagems or something like that, and you can be more precise.
You
for
hop
your
on
team.
you hop on your lap. You call down a laptop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick.
I
like
just
that.
think like individual things like that could really spice things up and just be like a really cool moment and could be really impactful. Obviously, you probably need a pretty long cooldown, but
Maple, hear me out on this though. What
up?
if you can call that in once you're on like a kill streak?
I was always curious if they were going to do anything with the kill counter at the bottom.
Yes.
But I do worry that people would just start competing for kills in that
Oh,
regard.
I
Like it would
see.
work for solo, but I don't know how well it would work for co-op.
What if you make different ones for solo, and then as a team you also add something?
Maybe. Yeah. Or it's like a team kill streak, I guess.
Yes.
Could work as well.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool idea too.
I guess it would almost fit in with like we're being filmed for
Mhm.
Super Earth, and it's like they're rewarding us back home or something like that.
I like how
Yeah.
in Starship Troopers as well, the cameraman died. He was not immune. And that would fit into this game, the cameraman not
Yeah.
being immune.
When are we getting that?
I feel like that
stratagem?
could be better as a mission type though. Like go
Yep.
go take a freaking video of this heavy bug nest.
Mhm. And us blowing it up.
Yeah,
For
that
sure.
would be cool. That
I
would
would- I
actually
would
be
do
really cool.
Mhm.
All right. So we're gonna move on to our next segment. While we do that, everybody in chat, do your buff wish list. What's one thing? One thing only. Only name one thing. I know all of you are gonna name like 50 things. Name one weapon, stratagem, armor, whatever you want that you want to see buffed in the next patch. Now, in the
Everybody
meantime,
spam arc thrower.
yeah, definitely arc thrower. Well, not for me. I want something else buffed. I got to think about it. In the meantime, we're going to be moving on to everybody's favorite game show, Who's That Stratagem? The game show where we put our guests' game knowledge on the line of whether he can guess the stratagems. And he's new to the podcast, so I made this one a little easier for him. Don't worry, guys. It's not going to be difficult or torturing at all. Maplewood, you got the Discord stream
Maple?
open.
Maple,
Yeah, I do.
No pressure. I guessed every single one.
Okay. Someone told me that this happens on the podcast, and today I had chat just like putting stratagems.
Wait, you were
in
practicing?
a little bit. All right.
No.
Okay, hear me out. And they were putting codes in the chat. I was like trying to guess them. I was terrible at it. I'm just
Oh.
gonna
Bro,
be-
I did. I when I said I guessed, I didn't guess one single one.
I was so
Okay,
bad at it.
I was horrible. So good
Oh,
luck.
Thank you. We'll
All right,
see.
you ready? We're gonna start.
Yeah,
Who's
I'm
that
ready.
stratagem?
Okay. All right.
Stratagem.
That is Eagle Strafe.
Eagle strafing run. Final answer.
Eagle Strafe. Final answer.
Bro, gonna guess it. I believe.
All right. He says Eagle strafing run.
Oh
It's-
God! I thought
It's
it,
horrible
Same thing.
precision strike.
it's the
same thing.
opposite. Who's that?
Stratagem?
What the hell is this, bro?
What is that? It's a turret. I think that's is that emplacement? Is that machine gun emplacement or HMG emplacement?
Dude, if you guess this, I'll lose it.
He knew. He knew it was a turret. Honestly,
Hey, that counts. That counts like a dub. I had no clue.
stratagem.
Oh,
What's the
SOS,
code?
what?
You got to guess the code.
oh,
What's the
Oh,
code?
dude,
Good luck, Maple. Good luck, bro.
I don't know why it's getting smaller.
up, down,
GG's.
up, right.
Jump.
Up. You were close. Up, down, right,
oh my
up.
God, you were so
No,
close.
you were actually really close.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Stratagem.
Wait, what?
All right, this is the stratagem to summon the Bile Titan. You got to guess the code.
Obviously 500 kg. Always. It's
No, to summon the Bile Titan.
summon the Bile Titan.
You have to make a bug breach noise.
Yep.
Stratagem.
What is this?
What stratagem is this?
Is that a cheat code in a game?
Which
Is that
game?
Bro, this guy's a gamer, bro.
Which game?
This
Which game?
guy's a
I'll pause it.
Up,
Oh, too late.
Oh,
Oh, but dude.
That's
Yeah.
to summon a Mercedes in Vice City. Stratagem.
oh, God.
This is 500.
See, I'm so bad at this. It would be like
Dude.
You
upright.
gotta know
I
this
believe
one.
Maple. I believe
Yeah,
Maple.
see,
Come on.
I see it
Lock
fucking
in.
everywhere.
Well, I'm pausing
Upright,
it. You're
down,
getting this
down,
one.
Down,
All right.
Say that
All
again.
right. Upright, down, down,
upright,
down.
down.
Yeah. Let's go.
Come on. You
There you
had
go,
to
man.
know
There you go.
500. You had to know
Easy.
500. I was gonna
Like,
say.
you see it a million times everywhere, all over the internet. I had to know it.
All right. The truth is, someone snitched. I knew you were practicing stratagems last night, so
Yeah.
I was so nervous because, like, I'll be honest, I don't know any of them. Like, I know so
Listen,
few. You
nobody
think I know so many.
nobody practices for who's that stratagem. It's supposed to be a torturous experience that you lose. Okay,
Yeah,
so
bro.
all future guests, keep this in mind. If you're practicing, someone's gonna snitch, and I'm gonna make it
Yeah.
extra hard for no reason.
Dude, Philet did it to me too, but I had no clue this was the thing.
I
when we
made
had our
yours
first
easy.
episode.
I knew you were bad at stratagems, and I knew you had no way of knowing I was going to do that, and I literally tailored yours to you. I gave
And
him
I still
resupply.
missed every single one. I literally said
Bro.
up, down, jump.
I gave this man resupply, and he says up, down, right, jump.
I didn't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's like all muscle memory.
Which
like
is
my
crazy
fingers
to me.
understand what like.
I mean, I just look in the top left-hand corner. I'll be honest. I just look at what I have available to me, and I just copy the code and I do it. I don't memorize them. I don't.
Yeah, I said.
Like, I once had a bug where my UI just completely disappeared, and I had no idea what stratagems I had, and I just had chat.
Oh,
putting them in
that's
chat
like
for me.
hell,
It was
dude.
terrible. That's probably gonna be the next challenge I do, is turning off HUD and trying to do games like that.
Oh,
my
playing with
God.
no HUD is so much fun.
It's
so
very immersive. It's
Yeah.
so hard. Every once in a while, you'll see a teammate come out of nowhere, and you're like, I need to follow you to the next objective.
So-
because I have no
Yep,
idea where to
yep.
go.
So what I did was, first I was playing with the toggle HUD button.
Yeah,
'Cause that's the easiest way to do it.
for sure.
But you can't see your map, which is really annoying. So I just took
Yeah.
my HUD and I changed everything to map only, and it's really good now.
Oh, you know what? That would be fair. You know, because like
it's really good.
playing the game without the map is
It's
really
yeah,
painful.
it's impossible.
You just
I
You're
did
basically
a
just
I
falling
did a
down.
solo no map, and I like I like memorized the map before I jumped in,
I love that.
and then I like found the next objective, and I was like, okay, that's north, and I looked up
Yeah.
into the sky, and I was like, okay, my
Yeah,
super
yeah,
destroyer is
okay.
north, and
Damn.
Yeah, that is so big brain.
well, no, I failed that mission, but it was also on the jungle biome, and I ran in like
Oh.
a circle around the same rock like 4 times.
Wow.
No, that was really fun actually, though. I
bet it
do
was.
recommend that on the jungle biome too.
Yeah.
All right, so next topic. A Forbes article came out from everybody's favorite gaming Forbes writer, Paul Tassi.
Is it Paul Tassi? Oh,
After
my.
its initial success, Helldivers 2 lost 90% of its players with no signs of recovery. So big doomer article on the game, talking about live service games and how you would rather live services. So he does mention that every game falls off a bit, and that these numbers would be fine for like a single player game. But I think he brings up Destiny as well, that you would rather the game sort of have spikes every time there's a live service event. Which I do think I think this article is a bit of a stretch, to be honest with you. At the same time, there are some good points. And like, if you look right here, this spike right here, this was when we took down the automatons the first time.
Yeah.
Everybody did come back to play that. And we haven't had a big spike since then. So he does make some good points in that, like, they definitely could be doing more live service events. My take on this is that, yes, Helldivers has lost 90% of its player base, but you got to remember, this game blew up from meme value and TikToks. There were tons of people playing this game who just like were not into horde shooters. And they were playing like stuff like that never happened to Destiny. Everybody who played Destiny knew what they were getting into. And I think Destiny has like, what, 20% of its initial launch hype numbers. I think they have like around 100K players right now.
It depends on what content, right? Like he comes from Destiny. He knows that like Destiny loses 90% of its player base at the end of every season.
Yeah.
And then it comes back up at the start of every season. Now, Bungie has these seasons, and then that's when people come back, or they have a yearly expansion. That's when everybody or a lot of people come back. If Helldivers could give us somewhat of a schedule to when to expect these, or plan around these big events, like you said, with the automatons leaving, I think we could see a very similar situation. And that's why I keep saying that I think it's 6 months to 1 year for Illuminate, because Illuminate is going to be that, you know, spike.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
A ton of people are definitely going to come try Illuminate, and then they're going to realize how hard they are and quit the game again.
Yeah.
That's what,
yeah.
That's what everyone's saying, at least. Pips, any thoughts on the player counts? Is it concerning to you, or do you think that this game's a bit different?
I think it's a combination of both, if I'm being really honest. Like, even as a content creator or as a player, right? First of all, I'm always going to be a gamer first. Like, I just love gaming. And when I get passionate about a game and I enjoy the game, I feel like a lot of companies, and I think that Arrowhead was one of those companies that has done a great job on the game. Like, compared to some of the AAAs, and I've known Bungie, I've made content for Destiny 2 for years, and I love the game, but the way they handled it for a very long period of time was just something that really hurt the game. Like, they completely abandoned PvP and on and on and on, right? Arrowhead has this, what bothers me is that if it was my company, that's how I like to look at things. Like, let's say 3 of us made this company, and if I was to, in that moment, have a product like the Helldivers 2 is currently, I wouldn't slow down on it. I would actually utilize the moment a little bit more and try to make most of it. Because I think that currently what's going to happen, and I'm really afraid of this in a way because I really love the game. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be playing Space Marines too. But I think that if they don't time stuff well, it can be a little bit scary. And 90%, like, we all knew it wasn't going to be always 400,000, right, guys?
Yeah.
But
for sure.
25,000 sometimes is a little bit, I think that something, as Maple said, I agree with that, some kind of schedule where people are like, okay, I had my fun. Now I'm going to wait, and this is going to happen, and I'm going to come back. But right now it's the unknown. When is the Illuminate?
Exactly.
When is this? And when is that? And that moves people away to other things. And there's a bunch of good games.
And you can lose this game in the noise, right? There's so many games that are going to compete for your attention. Are they going to know that the Illuminate are coming back, or are they going to know that this new stratagem is coming back? So it's hard when people like move out of the space for too long. You know, will they actually find their way back?
Yeah, I think like I said with Helldivers, like a bunch of people who weren't really into horde shooters definitely were playing at first. So it's really not a surprise that it's lost this many players. In terms of the player counts right now, like if we pull up the last month, we have dipped a bit down. And Elden Ring did come out. And even though I think Elden Ring's a different genre, there are still a lot of people from this community who play Elden Ring. But like the player counts really have not dipped that far since the beginning of June. I think even a bit further out as well. Like we've had a pretty consistent player base since like May 31st. Like the lows haven't gotten much lower. Like I think we dipped to 17,000 versus before we hit 17,000 as well. And I think literally the moment Illuminate dropped, the moment Hive Lords dropped, like we'll see a big spike like this. Like we had almost 100K players when this last patch came out, and
Do
the
you think we're
reception.
gonna get back to that highest peak numbers, Filet? Ever?
So I think that if they want to get back to those peak numbers, they need to change how they look at this game. And they need to add different game modes. So like I'll bring up Fortnite, for example, the creative mode completely changed how you play Fortnite. It added all these different fun little game modes and map creation that people can make. And I think if they ever wanted to get back to 400K, they need to add map creation. They need to add stuff like prop hunt. Like that's the only way it gets back to 400K, because this is a horde shooter right now, and that is a niche audience, and that's perfectly fine. They could stay like that. And honestly, these numbers for Arrowhead is probably amazing because they, like I said, they didn't expect a 450K peak. They didn't expect to sell 12 million copies. Like they probably expected to sell less than half of that. They probably only expected like anywhere between 50K to 100K peak on Steam. So like
I agree.
These numbers compared to a 50K to 100K peak is amazing. This would be 37% of 100K peak. So like these numbers when the game is quote unquote at a low would be amazing for that. And if you compare this to other horde shooters in the genre, this is still one of the top horde shooters that you could play. And that's one reason I do think that the game is still very fun at the end of the day. And the last patch made the bugs really fun to fight against as well, because you could bring so many different loadouts and stratagems against them. So it did shake up the gameplay a little bit, because what was the word I used? The game is repetitive. So like a repetitive gameplay loop is not a bad thing. It's only when the repetitive loop sucks that it's bad. But everything's repetitive. Like,
that's
like
very
I just
true.
talked about Fortnite. Like when you dive into frickin' tilted towers every game, that's repetitive. You know what I mean? But it's being able to go into different locations and switch it up, or find different stuff on the map and different stuff to do. And that's why I made this topic today, because we always talk about balance. But I think if we talked about what kind of new fun stuff they can add to the game, and maybe if they acted on some of that stuff to switch up each game you play, or like, Anthrax just brought up in chat an urban city biome. So just switch up each game you play, make it different, and that's why the bugs are so fun right now. Once the bots get the same love, which I think they would eventually, then they would be really fun as well. And then they need new content drop, whether it's Illuminate, whether it's different kinds of missions. And I do think this game would be really, really good if they added a map creator and then game modes like prop hunt.
But how realistic is that though? Like, do you think that will happen? Right? Like,
I don't even
really think about it.
I don't even think they've thought about that. So no, I don't think that would happen.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. What other game modes are there, like prop hunt, that games like that have? Where there's like all these different game modes.
I mean, they make like interesting ones that like have a leveling systems and like randomized loot or ways to modify the game further. Like there's a bunch of like parkour challenges and stuff like that they love to put in those jumping challenges.
Yeah, those parkour maps.
Yeah. I could see them possibly do that in the future. Like it definitely expand away from just the core game mode, but I think they're very much like locked in. Just to go back a little bit on like why I think a lot of players are leaving, not just because of content, but due to stability of the game. I'm sure you guys did in your comment section. There's a lot of like people talking about crashes, infinite loading screen, less performance here, less performance there. Like, and it's like great that we want all this content, but it's obvious that they're like running into that problem of live service game. Catch 22. Do we release content as fast as possible, but it comes out broken, but we're keeping the hype going? Or do we take more time and make sure it's polished? I'm glad that they took more time, but obviously they took all that time and there was still a lot of problems. So they still need to refine something in that process to make sure that these bugs are not getting through. Like the new performance bug where like some people get like 50% less performance is mind boggling. And I hope they can address these kind of things like ASAP, or like just weapons that are broken
Yeah.
that you just buffed. That sucks. It loses so much hype for your like patch when
Yeah.
your spear that you just buffed and it's working perfectly now is also causing crashing. That's not good. So I really hope that they can nail those down in the future, because I think it would really help the game actually get to a higher plateau if those things weren't always like pushing it back down.
And also friends, right? The friend system, dude. It's
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
that till this day,
Mhm.
I can't invite anyone. Like they can't see me, they can't invite me, I
Yeah.
can't invite them, and
It's rough.
yeah, that one is
The way we get around it, if you're wondering on stream, is I will start a mission and anyone on my friends list will see my mission as like a
yeah,
green
that's what I do too.
visible.
Yep,
Yeah, it works really well. But
yeah,
yeah, it's
that's
so
the only
odd that
way.
you have to do that.
Oh well, actually, inviting through PlayStation works, but that's only for PlayStation people.
Yes, Steam's the same way. We can use
Yeah.
our
Okay.
Steam friend
Okay.
list. Yeah,
Okay.
very weird.
Also, chat, to make it clear, I'm not saying add prop hunt. I'm saying to get back to these 400k player levels. That's what they would have to do. They would have to add different game modes that isn't Helldivers, because Helldivers is a horde shooter,
Yeah,
and there
I
were
think it
tons of
is
people
possible.
playing. There were tons of people playing this game who did not buy it because they wanted to play the new horde shooter. They bought it because it was super hype and tons of streamers were playing it, and they got their fun out of it. It was cheap. It was only $40. I'm not saying add that to the game and that's what will fix it or make it better. I'm saying if they want to ever see 400k peak players again, that's what they would have to do. They would have to add non-horde shooter game modes.
Yeah. I do think that we could see those numbers again if we got that same level of hype for Illuminate. If they actually nail it out of the park and, every streamer comes back and stuff like that, like we could see that resurgence of TikTok, making a comeback loop, I guess.
Yes. So
It'd be hard, but I think it's
what
possible.
you're saying is like kind of like when the D2 drops a yearly big expansion like Forsaken or something, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, because I mean, if we look at the Destiny player base, like it actually
Mhm.
grows every time they come out with a good expansion. It'll drop,
Yes.
obviously, if it doesn't have a good expansion, but like they've actually year on year increased their peak player counts because of good expansions. Could that happen also for the Illuminate?
Yeah, I mean,
Possible,
to be
if it
honest,
could.
right? Like Destiny's also dropped. Like as I said, I have over 10,000 hours, and I used to do a lot of trials carries, and
Yeah.
I would sometimes check it, and I would see like 23,000 players online sometimes,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be more on Steam. Granted, I think D2 has more people on a lot of people on consoles compared to, for example, this game, but yeah, that game also dropped to that point, but as you said, like there's some kind of feeling of a roadmap there at least, right? I really like
Yeah.
that point that you made where your expectations are
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You remember they actually told us we were going to get a roadmap at the very start of the game.
Yeah,
They ended up
I do.
scrapping it.
Yep,
Within
yep.
the
Did they
first
say
week.
that?
They were like, yeah, they did. They ended up scrapping it, and they said they wanted to keep more, like, I think, mystique behind the updates and stuff like that. But yeah, like within the first week, I was reading articles saying that we were supposed to get a roadmap shortly after release, and they
Yeah.
brought that back because I understand why, because it is cool that when we don't know what's going to happen, but it also hurts people's expectations because they start like thinking like, oh, Illuminates are next week, Illuminates are next week, and then they just disappoint themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember people were expecting Illuminates when we defeated bots.
Yeah, I remember that.
Legit,
remember
like
that.
people were like
I
jumping
kept
into the
having-
stream and are they coming? Are
Yeah.
they here? And
And everyone was
Hype was
seeing
real.
the blue lights in the sky.
yes, yeah. 6 months later, it's like
just they're hurting their own expectations, right? And Arrowhead kind of needs to set some amount of expectations, or else people are just going to run rampant, and it's going to spread like wildfire. So
yeah, I agree, Maple.
All right, if they added Illuminate into the game, Maple said he thinks it could get back to peak player count numbers.
especially now with the server capacity, right? Because we hit that peak player count because we hit server capacity. I wonder if now they could hit higher.
Pips, what kind of player counts do you think we could see if they added Illuminates tomorrow? If they just started showing up in missions, like you'd be doing a bot mission and all of a sudden a random Illuminate kills you.
Probably Are we talking just Steam? I'm just gonna
Yeah,
go
just
off of
Steam.
Steam. I don't think it's more than 150 to 200
Yeah,
max.
Like I kind of agree with that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, max probably. I'm
I
being
would-
very positive.
I'm not gonna lie though, we did get a huge spike for destroying the automatons. It went back up to 350k almost when we
Mhm.
wiped out the
That was
automatons the first time.
fresh though. The game was fresher, right? Now everybody knows everything. Everybody's leveled up. Everybody's tried everything. It's kind of a different
Yeah, but we went
vibe at the
from
moment.
228 like shortly before that up to 350. That's kind of insane.
That is, yeah. I'm just thinking
Just for
that
taking
right
out
now,
the automatons.
a lot of people are just, as you said, they had their fun, and I think the people that are actually interested in the game, that are going to be interested in Illuminates, it's not going to be that number. Hopefully, I'm wrong, but yeah.
Well, no,
would
I don't
sit at
think it would.
150,
Yeah, no,
200.
I don't think it would be 350. But I think a lot of people would definitely be down to come back for that. Just
I think
because
they would-
again, it's a new way to mix up the loop of
Yeah.
playing the game.
I would hope that they would do like a month of hype or something along those lines of like really teasing it, and to some extent when it does release, we get a bunch of content, like a bunch of new
Mhm.
missions and new stratagems to fight them. I've also said that I do predict that we would get a big war bond at some point again, maybe a free war bond. And that would be a really good way to bring
Yeah,
people
free,
back.
That's actually a
free.
very
Yeah,
point.
Like a 7 to 8
With the
page,
Illuminate.
with the Illuminate. Exactly. Right.
Woo. Yeah,
Just
now we're
release
talking.
all this content at the same time. I could see a lot of hype build up. And
Yeah,
we
now
could
we're
see,
talking.
like, yeah,
That
but
could probably
if they
bring
just,
over
like,
200k
randomly show
Maple.
up, I don't
Yes.
think it would
I
be that
agree.
crazy.
I agree. Just create
would-
some kind of hype behind it.
Yeah.
And then let's say everybody knows it's dropping on this day or whatever. But then like a week before, you also let people know a free war bond. Boom. Just
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And now we're looking probably more than 200k people.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that's a great idea, bro.
yeah, that
They
would
should
be
hire
really
you.
cool. Dude,
That's a good idea.
I just hope when Illuminate come back that it's how like Shriekers were brought into the game. They just showed up. You just heard rumors on Twitter that people saw Shriekers
I love that.
or like random TikToks.
Yeah.
Were gunships like that too?
No. They just
No.
they
Yeah.
kind of they weren't rare, right? But they did just show up one day.
Was it only Shriekers that were like that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Factory Shredders were just like Shriekers, where they were very rare for a while, and then.
But did they
kinda
just show
showed
up? Like, and Pilestat was
Yes.
tweeting, "There's no flying bugs."
I don't think they did the same kind of marketing campaign around like no flying bugs, but they did just show up one patch.
Yeah, stuff
They
like
started
that's definitely really
appearing.
cool. So I mean, dude, I hope like a random Illuminate just like shows up to my mission when I'm trying to take down a bot base and just completely sideswipes me, and I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, hear me out. They're like a scouting party.
Yeah,
Before
exactly,
the
exactly.
entire
Yes,
wave comes,
yes,
right? Like
yeah.
that would build
Yeah.
hype. And we start
Yep.
seeing random guys just like, who is this? And then there's a TikTok on like examining the
Mhm,
body,
mhm.
and like that'd be really cool.
I really think they should hire us. You know?
Absolutely.
Hire us, guys. If you're watching, just hire us. We have great ideas.
All right,
Up
what
to your gameplay.
were you gonna say, Maple?
I think these guys are very smart though at Arrowhead. I think they know how to do a lot of this stuff. Just their procedures of releasing it are just not up to snuff at the moment, and they're nervous about releasing something broken.
Yeah.
I get that impression. I think they're nervous.
Yeah, they might be. We'll see. We'll see. What do you guys think are dropping first, Hive Lords or Illuminates?
Oh God. Probably Hive Lords.
Probably
Most
Hive
likely,
Lords.
right?
We
do you
are
think,
due
Maple?
for a new Terminid, right? So probably Hive Lord.
I think so
guess.
too.
Have
That would be
you played
dope.
Helldivers 1, Maple? Maple?
I played like 5-6 hours, but I didn't
Have
really
you
enjoy
fought the
sharing
Hive Lords?
experiments. I've seen videos of people fighting it, but I've not actually fought them myself.
So what I've heard, and you probably since you've seen the videos, I haven't even checked the videos. It's like a boss fight, right?
Yeah, it literally is. Same
Is
with,
it like 10, 15-minute fights, or are we talking like Bile Titan?
from what I've seen, it was like a 5-10 minute fight of like a bunch of people firing at like a large enemy and like some ad spawns and stuff like
Ooh,
that.
okay, okay.
I'm curious if they would do it like that, like a independent 10 to 15 minute mission where you just
Yes,
taking on the
please.
Hive Lord, or are they like a Bile Titan? I'm not sure.
Like
Could people
like a
kill them
Monster Hunter
solo?
kind of mission.
I believe there were videos of them killing it solo. Yeah, just took longer.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm-
want them to be like Bile Titan. They're gonna be so disappointing. Like I want a separate mission where I have to go in as a team or solo
Yeah.
if you want to challenge yourself,
Yeah.
and it's a tough fight.
Yep.
You know, like you need to play really well to get the kill. But then the question will be, what is the reward gonna be? Why is it gonna be worth it?
For the experience. Dude, I'm
I,
excited for new enemies because I like finding all their new weak points and
Yeah.
like their health values. Like your tip was combined stuff. Like I want to figure out the most efficient way to kill them
Same.
with a team
I
as
love
well.
finding that stuff. It's always so much fun for me.
Yeah. But at the same time, there has to be value in continuing doing it, you know? Like
Yep.
you'll master it, you'll kill it. Most people wouldn't even care about that, right? Like they'll go in a team, they'll figure it out, but there has to be something.
Maybe a new sample that comes from them.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
a ship
Mhm.
module or something.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll
something.
find something.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, alrighty, guys. It's going to be just about the end of the show. This was a fun one. Thanks for joining us, Maple.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you being here, Maple.
Oh,
Yeah, it
thank
was
you.
fun, man.
It was fun. It was really fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, we can maybe team up later on, guys, and do something.
For sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
We're in a group chat on Discord now.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
All right, and before we go, if you guys haven't checked out the Breaker keychain, really cool little knickknack. Someone sent me. They're coming out with new weapons soon, so I just wanted to shout them out again. And I will definitely let you guys know when they add the Incendiary Breaker and the Jar Dominator.
Flamethrower. Like, tell them
Link is in the
flamethrower.
chat. I told them Flamethrower, don't worry.
Okay.
But definitely,
Okay,
if you haven't
got
gotten the keychain yet, some people in my Discord already said there's arrived. They're really sturdy, metal keychain, pretty cool stuff. So go check that out. Thank you guys for coming to the podcast. Thank you, Maple. Thank you, Mr. Pips. As always, Pips, are you streaming?
man. No, not today. Family time.
Okay, chat. We're gonna do a YouTube to Twitch raid in that case. So
Yes,
I'm just
sir.
gonna spam Maple's link in the chat.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Go show him some
Yes.
love.
You chat. You better lock in and drop follows and show love. Like seriously.
Somebody
Thanks.
go
Don't-
gift some
don't-
subs.
no need.
Come on,
No,
chat.
no,
You see
there
this
is a
status, man?
need. There is a need. We all know
Yeah,
how the
you.
thick community does it. So go show Maple some
Oh.
love. His YouTube is also in the description, and you guys already know Mr. Pips, the most handsome, muscly Helldivers streamer.
Stop it, man. Come on, stop.
They literally added Pips to the game with the last war bond. I mean, look at them.
Ooh, I love those skins, by the way. They're great.
They're built off of me, Maple. I'm just saying.
Literally.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey,
All right, though.
pleasure to meet you, brother. Thank you for being here, Maple.
Oh,
Appreciate
it
that.
was a pleasure to talk to you guys, and thank you for having me.
This was a fun
Feel
podcast.
free to invite me back. I would love to
I
have more
will.
chats.
I will. All right,
Definitely.
guys. We're signing out. See you
Take
guys
care,
in the
chat.
next one.